The value of work. When you are doing any work, do not think of anything beyond. Do it as worship, as the highest worship, and devote your whole life to it for the time being. What are the different types of activities that people engage in? What is their contribution to our everyday lives? Anu and Kabir were playing in the park when they saw their neighbor, Geeta auntie, getting out of a taxi. She was returning home from work and was in her uniform, a pilot in the Indian Air Force. She is the pride of the whole town. Anu said, Kabir, auntie's uniform looks a lot like the one I saw at your house yesterday, but the color is different. Kabir said, that uniform on the hanger belongs to my grandfather. He retired from the border security force and now spends his time providing free geography classes to the neighborhood kids, tending to our vegetable garden, and running errands for the home. My parents run a shop that sells uniforms and other ready-made garments. Appa leaves early in the morning and Ma joins him in the shop after we leave for school. Ma is usually back to the by the time we return home from school. She also contributes to a voluntary group that teaches knitting to the women in the community. Do you remember my elder brother Rohan? You met him when he came to pick me up from school. He is a software engineer and works in a company that makes computer applications. On the weekends, he volunteers to teach computer skills to those who have joined the youth development program of the nearby college. What activities did did people in Anuj and Kabir's story engage in? Mention them in the table given. Different types of activities like the ones discussed above are divided into two groups or categories: economic activities and non economic activities. Economic activities are those that involve money or are performed in exchange of money or money's worth for the parties involved. For example, a business person selling school bags in the market, a farmer selling produce in the market, a lawyer arguing a case and earning a fee, a truck driver transporting goods from one place to another, workers employed in a car manufacturing factory, etc. Non economic activities are those that do not generate income or wealth but are done out of feelings like gratitude, love, care, and respect. For instance, parents cooking food for the family or helping their children with schoolwork. You taking care of the grandparents, family members, helping in the renovation of the house. In the table given on the page, did you notice the third empty column? Label this column economic or non-economic activity. Now classify them according to the nature of activity. In Anuj and Kabir's story, Geeta auntie, the Air Force pilot, receives a salary. She serves the country and performs an economic activity too. Anu's brother Rohan works for a software company and is given a salary for it. Over the weekend, he also volunteers at the youth development program of the nearby college, where he teaches computer skills to young adults. This is a non economic activity. When Kabir's grandfather voluntarily teaches the neighborhood kids for free, is that an economic activity or a non economic activity? How is it different from your teachers teaching you at school? Discuss with your classmates. Salary, a fixed regular payment generally paid monthly by an employer to an employee. What are some non economic activities that are important to you and your family? Why are they valuable? Types of economic activities. Kavya was excited to go to her aunt's house in the village of Kamlapur. On the way, she saw that a highway was being built near the village, and the construction site was abuzz with activity. Large machines, such as excavators and bulldozers, were being operated by dedicated technicians. This new highway promised to reduce the travel time to the nearest town from 5 hours to just 2 hours. Kavya thought that she would be able to visit her aunt more often once the highway was ready, since it would take less time to travel there. Happy with this thought, Kavya ran to greet her aunt and to eat the delicious jalebis that she had made. They were joined by Kavya's uncle who had just returned home from work. He is a technician in a construction company and operates a bulldozer. He receives a monthly salary for his services. The next day, Kavya's aunt woke up early to finish her share of the household chores and left for work. She is employed at the village post office and is paid a monthly salary. In the evening, after her office work, she also conducts online classes to help students prepare for school exams. She charges a weekly fee for these classes. On the weekend, Kavya visited a local orchard with her aunt to have some delicious mangoes. There she saw Sahil, a farm laborer who was using a tractor to till a farmer's land nearby. He earns a daily wage for his efforts. He gets some payment for his work in cash and the remaining part of the payment in the form of mangoes of equal value. The mangoes that he receives as a part of his work are called payment in kind. Wage, a payment made by the employer to the worker for a specific period of time. Payment in kind, a non cash payment that is received for the work performed. On your way from home to school today, can you recall the various economic activities that people are engaged in? In what ways do you think those people are paid? As we now understand, economic activities are those that have value in terms of money. Economic activities also add value at each stage of the process of transforming something into another form. This is called value addition. Let us take the example of Kavya's father Rajesh to understand this. Rajesh is a carpenter who buys wood from a nearby market for rupees 600 to make furniture. He uses special tools and other materials for building the furniture. Rajesh sells a chair for rupees 1000 each in the market. The wood for the chair cost rupees 600. So what is the remaining rupees 400? Rupees 1000 minus rupees 600 for. It is the monetary value of Rajesh's skill, time and effort which went into making that chair. Rajesh has added value to the wood by turning it into furniture, from buying the wood to selling the chair. These activities involve payment. They are therefore a part of economic activities. The importance of non economic activities. While non economic activities may not involve money, the value they generate is important in our lives. Selfless service. We see selfless service in many places such as temples, gurudwaras, mosques, and churches. For instance, langars or community kitchens at gurudwara serve food to every visitor for free. These practices foster a sense of satisfaction and gratitude for what we have, and they are also a way of contributing to society without expecting anything in return. The strength of community participation. The Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is based on the collective efforts of all Indian citizens to keep our surroundings clean. Individually, we keep our homes and surroundings clean. People have also come together to clean up streets, roads, parks, and other public places or community areas. Together, these efforts lead to a clean home, neighborhood, society, and nation. Another example of collective community participation is the celebration of One Mahotsav, the festival of forest in India to promote awareness about the value of trees and conservation of forest. The initiative brings together members of the community for tree plantation drives. Many communities in India have similar practices that involve community participation. Can you identify a few from your area? We celebrate many festivals in India. During these festivals, people gather to organize all the various activities. They decorate the place together and share the food that they cook. Are these non-economic activities? Why do you think they still hold value? Can you identify community programs that have been undertaken by your school or in your locality? What did you observe during these programs? In this chapter, we learned about economic and non-economic activities. We also learned about the value addition that economic activities create. We understand how non-economic activities contribute to social welfare, personal well-being, and enhance the overall quality of life.